Hello everyone. Today we are going to explain the TCP four-way handshake. There always comes a time when we say we want to remotely control it, but once I'm done controlling it, I can't control it forever. So now, during this process, if I no longer use this service, I need to choose to disconnect. When it comes to disconnecting, it actually has a certain sense of ceremony. When we establish a connection, it's a three-way handshake. And when we disconnect, it's a four-way handshake. So first, in this context, if I no longer need it, it is definitely the client that informs the server that I want to terminate. At this point, the fin flag will be set to 1, meaning I want to disconnect from you, and this function will be activated. During the entire four-way handshake, will the SYN still be present? It will not be because SYN is for synchronization. I am not trying to establish a connection with you now, rather, I want to disconnect from you. So if during this process, I will first disconnect, and then here the ACK is still acknowledged, because before we disconnect, the server will definitely send data to the client HCIE. At this point, I need to acknowledge the previous data. As long as we are in the TCP transmission process, except for the initial packet where the ACK is not set, we need to set it for all subsequent packets to acknowledge them. So here, setting the ACK bit means that my acknowledgement number is meaningful. For example, if my SEQ sequence number is 101 and my acknowledgement number is 301, when the other party responds, they will use my ACK as confirmation. At this point, their sequence number will be 301, and our ACK will use the other party's sequence number plus 1, which means 101 plus 1 equals 102. At this point, only our ACK bit is set. Because here, I first need to confirm that I have received your information, and then I will think about whether I have any data that I haven't sent to you yet. If I confirm that there is no information left to send to you, then I will tell you, okay, let's disconnect. And here, we say that both FIN and ACK bits are set. But how do we see that neither 301 nor 102 has increased? Because here, the other party hasn't sent me any new data. The last data was sent by me, so the sequence number and ACK remain unchanged at 301 because the other party hasn't given me any new messages. So if I confirm that I want to disconnect, then the client will say, all right, let's disconnect then. Now, so here, I will continue to use the previous SEQ. I will use ACK 102, and for ACK, I will use 301. Adding one as a confirmation, so here it becomes 302, and at this point, I won't say, let's separate anymore, meaning I won't say fin again. What is there then? Only the ACK value. This is actually like two people in a relationship. If they don't make it to the end, it's the same as one person saying, let's break up, let's end it, man, and the other person saying, okay. I think about this matter. It's a bit of a blow to me, so I'll consider it first. If he thinks it over and says, no problem, then let's separate. At this point, he will send a fin saying, as long as you're sure, then let's separate. So here, it will only say ACK and not OK. I heard you want to separate from me, so let's separate. But it won't be because you two have already separated at this point. So in the end, it will only be ACK, and it doesn't involve SYN at all because SYN is for establishing a connection, and both people are already at the point of breaking up at this time. We shouldn't be thinking about getting back together like people do. Okay, now here, this is our four-way handshake. It establishes our reliable connection through this method of reliable key connection. Then, in the end, if the connection is broken, we also break it through the four-way handshake. This is to achieve reliable transmission. If anyone wants to learn Huawei certification technology, or obtain Huawei certification question banks, please send me a private message or you can leave comments below the video for technical exchanges.